All right, one of the interesting things I've noticed with Socionics theory is that a lot of times the way a sociologist talks about themes related to extroverted sensation, more specifically when they're talking about strong valued extroverted sensation, specifically when we're talking about it in the bold position like the leading position, and to a lesser degree the mobilizing function, even though it's considered weak, still bold and valued. And you even get a little bit of this when they're talking about demonstrative SE to an extent, obviously, but it's unvalued, so it gets complicated. A lot of what they talk about with extroverted sensation, behaviorally, they'll speak on these themes of imposing oneself on the environment, competition, competing with other people to get what you want. Also ideas like pushing yourself, maybe a little bit of ambition. I mean, ambition's tricky because you could argue there's some introverted intuition there, having a future vision or whatever. But either way, competing for space in the environment is often talked about as it relates to extroverted sensation. What's interesting about that, if you drew a Venn diagram with those themes that socionists relate to extroverted sensation in one circle, and then the other circle you had high testosterone, there would be a huge overlap. So sometimes I'm wondering, when they're talking about their ideas about strong valued extroverted sensation, I'm like, are they maybe not talking about a information metabolism element, maybe not talking about a cognitive function, and instead are actually talking about a hormone? That's a possibility. Hey, here's a thought experiment. If we took someone that a sociologist believed was SE polar, or maybe just weak SE, regardless, and we injected them with a high dose of testosterone, would they suddenly start moving away from some of the criteria that makes them quote-unquote weak at extroverted sensation, since they're, since the sociologist is so often tying these themes of competition and imposing oneself on the environment to extroverted sensing? I don't know. I think someone should run that experiment. But regardless, just something I'm playing with. All in good fun.